Hello, everyone. We are back. The show is called TBR SSF Show, which simply means TBR Solution Sports Forum. It is myself, the Saubrey Boyz Walefatshe. I was supposed to be joined by Malekere Sundowns, but unfortunately, I don't know, he's struggling with the network. And the network has become a huge problem for all of us. So it's a major issue. I hope the government will look into this, or whoever comes in will look into this. So we are really struggling now. We don't know what's happening. You go anywhere, you talk, and a person can hear you, he can hear you. But we start on a very sad note. I've just received the news from PSL in terms of the passing away of the former Black Aces player by the name of Abel Rollaway Mkabela. So the PSL has sent their condolences to the family, the friends, and the former players of Black Aces, and the people who are Black Aces supporters. Not only even the supporters. I know that we have Zweli Zwane from Emalahleni, who's our friend on our sports WhatsApp. They're an Aces man, but now he's a Sundowns man. So yes, so that's it. And as I said, Malekere, last week we could not even have him because he also had a tragedy in his family whereby he lost his mom. So, which is a very sad thing, but that's life. So maybe we can have a moment of silence, just to 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 bereave with those people or sympathize with those families, friends, and so on. All right, we are back. Look, today I want us to remember last week I was saying come April, May, that is the crunch time. Because during that time, the league is going towards closure, and they are playing finals, either Champions League or other tournaments in all parts of the world. So it's getting there. And then we saw during the week what happened. These are the results. PSL, BetWay PSL. Pirates played 1-1 with Kaiser Chiefs. Polokwane City, they lost to Stellenbosch. TX Galaxy, they played draw. Remember that TS Galaxy, they are playing the final of the Nedbank Cup. Richard Bay, they also played to a 0-0 draw. All right, so because of this time, I want us to look at who's going to take the league this season. All right. But we saw that Mamelodi Sundowns did themselves a favor by winning 1-0 against Polokwane City. So now they're 2 points now ahead as far as the log is concerned. Is it Pirates going to take the log, or is Mamelodi Sundowns going to take the league? That's what we need to discuss. But prior to that, I need also to share very exciting news. We saw that Doc Khumalo was honored with an honorary doctorate by Tswane University of Technology, which I think it's a good thing. I mean, Doc has done a lot for our football, has entertained a lot of people. But if you ask me where I'm sitting, it's a win-win. I think even University of Technology, they just want to be associated with that brand because Doc Khumalo's brand is big. Remember, I was speaking about the brand the other day. I say, if you ask me, I would say to Mufukeng, stay put and build on a brand. But well, it's up to his family, his manager, the team to decide what's next. So I think University of Tswane, they were not stupid. They know what they're doing. Doc is a very popular personality in our country, so they really want to be associated with him. So it's not something that they were doing Doc a favor. It's a two-way traffic, because as much as we do this, we also want to understand the impact financially. That's very, very important. We know that World Cup is coming. That's another interesting story that we need to look at. Although we are not going to look at it now, we look at it when we go closer to the World Cup. But as I say, you also look at the economic spin-off. But guess what? There are problems around the World Cup. Since you know that America is involved in a war in the Strait of Hormuz, and then that has a huge impact. There were talks of they tried to what you call Donald Trump wanted to make sure that those people, the Iran, is not allowed to come. So, but it apparently it won't work, and then we'll see. And then the news are saying, if you look at the news, Donald Trump has finally give up on this war. America has been set back years and years back because the war is not cheap. They've lost a lot of money. I've seen a number of European countries in the EU. Apparently, they are mobilizing that Israel should be expelled from the NATO. We'll watch the space, because all those things, they have impact on our economy, whether it's football or what. And having said what I've said, this is what Infantino tried. I don't know whether it was a good move for him when he tried to have both reps from Iran and Israel to shake hands. It didn't go well, okay? So I don't know. Was it a question of Infantino not consulting with the two gentlemen and trying to understand the geopolitics? The reason why I'm telling you this, I'm showing you that there's nothing like it's innocent. You may think that football, there's no politics. There's politics. Yes, Gianni Infantino was trying to, I don't know, to score points. Remember, very soon there will be the votes as far as there will be a voting for new president of FIFA. Although we have seen that Infantino has received a lot of support, I think from EU and also from CAF. Yeah, and then we'll see what's going to happen. So you watch all those things and try to understand exactly what's happening. And then, yeah. Now, let's look. I don't know what's going to happen this season. Who's going to take this league? There are those people who think that Orlando Pirates, we may wrestle away from Mamelodi Sundowns. There are also people who think that no, it won't happen. Sundowns will continue. But we need to look at the factors, what's happening currently as far as those teams are concerned, both Mamelodi Sundowns. I don't know whether you're aware, Mamelodi Sundowns have a lot of injuries. The same with Pirates. There are some players who are not available. So the title chase is on. It's really on between the two teams, Mamelodi Sundowns and Orlando Pirates. So we are just going to look what's going to happen. This is a crunch time, as I said. We want to see who's going to do what as far as this title is concerned. All right. Now, we know that Cardoso has been complaining that he's played too many games, so that is why he's got so many injuries. He's not happy about that. We'll also look at the English Premier League and also look at their league table and see what's happening. And then so that we understand what are the issues there. We know that tomorrow there is a big one, Liverpool versus Man United. And remember, they are also playing for the qualification of Champions League. So it's important that they also make sure that at the end of the day, they find themselves, doing well as far as that is concerned. So, let's look at the next games of both Mamelodi Sundowns and Orlando Pirates. I don't know what your take. Do you think Pirates will take it or Mamelodi Sundowns will take it? Let's see. Now, here the remaining game for the two teams. All right. Pirates still has to play Sundowns again. They still have to play against each other. Let me see. Now, Pirates has played 26 games, Mamelodi Sundowns 25. I think, let me check. Maybe this might be late. I just want to check the log first and see what's happening as far as that is concerned, because that will give us a clear indication of what is happening, because I think we are looking at the table, the PSL table, and then that will give us a clear indication of where we, as far as this title race is concerned. Let me see. I'm going to share that one quickly. Sorry about that. And then let's see. The title chase between Mamelodi Sundowns, and here is the league table. I hope you see it on your side there. We have Mamelodi Sundowns on top, 61 points, or they've played equal games. Let me double check whether it has shared, because I'll say it has shared, only find it hasn't shared. Let me double check. They've played equal games, 26-26 each. And then Mamelodi Sundowns is leading with 2 points. Pirates is coming right at the back with 59 points. Kaizer Chiefs, I think they won't make it position 2 now, where they are, if you look at that. And then I think Mamelodi Sundowns need about 11 points to assure themselves that they've won the league. All right. So with the remaining game, they just need only 11 points. So we'll see whether they'll be able to get that 11 points. It's hard luck for Orbit and Marumo Gallants. They are right at the bottom there, and Magesi, right at the bottom. Chipa is also struggling there, and TS Galaxy also is within that mix. Now, having said that, both teams, will do well. Here's Mamelodi Sundowns. The next 3 games for Mamelodi Sundowns, they'll be playing Polokwane, which is tomorrow, the 3rd of May. And then they'll also be playing Kaizer Chiefs on the 6th of May. And then they'll also be playing Siwelele on the 9th of May. And if you look at all those games, it's 3 points, it's 9 points. And then I've said they need about 11 points to ensure that they qualify. So, yeah, but as I said, there are a lot of problems at Mamelodi Sundowns camp. They have a lot of injuries, which apparently they are nursing. So, We are still looking at at uh, at how are they going to do things. So let's look at Mamelodi Sundowns injury list. Remember I said they need 11 points. So now, of course, leading 11 points, and then they still have some injuries. And then this is football, especially towards the end of the league. These things do happen. You start now losing all your key players at this time of the season. So it's an issue. All right, it's a real serious issue. Now, Mamelodi Sundowns have already lost Nuno Santos, Mutobi Mvala, Miguel Rossino, Arthur Salis, and Brian Leon. Remember, Brian Leon is the one who's scoring goals these days. I don't know what impact will it have on Mamelodi Sundowns. All right. So sometimes I fail to understand when the coach says, I want a smaller squad to be able to work with that squad. Because things like this, they do happen. I think Sundowns here, they are having a big challenge. I mean, losing Brian Leon, Arthur Salis, that's a very, very, very big challenge. So yeah, let's see. And then on the other hand, we've just heard that Pirates have just showed the interest of renewing the contract of Dlamini. I think they need that, the contract of Dlamini. So who do you think will definitely go all the way and win this league? Will Pirates surprise all of us and go all the way to win the league? And now, if you look at the performance of Mamelodi Sundowns in the last, in the last month, which is April, because now we are already in May, and this is what they've done. Okay, they won 4-1, 1-0, 1-0 again, 1-0. They've drawn, and then they've drawn again. So this is the form of Mamelodi Sundowns. We know that even Pirates too, they're playing the life of their game, and then they are hot in the heels. And then Pirates is the only team probably that may disturb Mamelodi Sundowns, but we'll watch the space. So as I said, it is alleged that Cardoso is alleging that because they have played too many games, that is why the players cannot cope. And then they end up having those injuries. So what's your take? Do you agree with what Cardoso is saying, or do you have a different view? So I want to hear from you. Who's going to take the league? Will Mamelodi Sundowns go all the way and make sure that they grab the league, or we are going to see Pirates coming very strong and saying, look, we are there. We are a team to be reckoned with. You cannot rule us out. So we'll watch the space very closely. And then, so let's watch the space and see what's going to happen going forward as far as this league is concerned. Now, remember, I always encourage you to read, because when you read, you empower yourself, you'll understand what's happening in the world. That will also help you to make decisions, especially when you are in investment, because news have a huge impact on financial matters. So now, if you don't understand what's happening in the world, how do you come to a decision in terms of ensuring that your investment is safe? So that's very, very important. So we need to look at the books that you can grab them for yourself. Now let's share some of the books that we have. I'm going to start with this one. It's called How I Turned 500 Rand into a Million Rand Business. This was my second book. And then this book is available even on Amazon as an ebook. And then if you want it, you can get it. You can also get it direct from us. So yeah, and those are the books that we have on our shows. And then the other one is this one, How to Get Out of Bad Debts, Use Other People's Money and Resources to Get Rich. Um, 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 make sure that you make sure that you empower yourself. That's very, very important. That is what I'm trying to share with you, to say there are books out there. And then the other one that I want to show is the book by Luther Lebelo. Luther Lebelo is called Consciousness of Being God, okay? And then you can also get it, and then we'll tell you how to get it. So now that's another book that you can get it from us. The other one is this one, is Gupta's Family versus the Stellenbosch Mafia. This one is written by Andy Mtlutama. And then I think you can get it directly from Andy Mtlutama. But if you want those, Andy is busy promoting it on social media. And then we can also tell you how to get it. So that's another book that you can get for yourself. So those are the books that we want to share with you, and then hopefully you'll be able to understand, some of these things. How do they unfold? Now let's go back to the football world, as we were saying. Remember that there's Nedbank Cup. It's a big one, and then Saddam is busy making some promotion around that. So people need to support those teams because the way there's no hype is like there's no final. Whereas there's a final that is going ahead. So you need to make sure that you grab those tickets and go and support. Yeah, so that's it. Now we also want to share, in the Premier League. I said to you, a big one is coming tomorrow, a very big game tomorrow. So we want to see what's going to happen there. Very important, EPL. Remember now, during this time, there's issue of relegation. There's issue of winning the league title. Not only that, there's also an issue of qualifying for the Champions League. Remember, it's big to qualify for the Champions League. So unfortunately, Pete is not well, so he could be sharing some news with you. Now here's the league table, courtesy of Sky Sports, the Premier League, as you can see there. Arsenal is still on top. They're still there with 73 points, and Man City at number 2, 70 points. All right, so we need to watch very careful what's going to happen. And let me also indicate that there were rumors that Arsenal may win the league because there are issues around Man City, the fair play issue, and so on. But Sky Sport has implemented a strict guideline for its pundits regarding the legal case involving Manchester City and Premier League. Key aspects of instruction: caution on legal verdict. Pundits, in other words, some of us, but although they were saying to their own pundits, pundits have been warned against making premature judgment, on the upcoming verdict concerning City's alleged 115 financial breaches. Avoid sensationalization. The broadcaster advised staff to refrain from drawing early conclusion both on air on social media Once a decision is announced, fairness and accuracy found this, including high-profile one like Gary Neville, James Gallagher, Roy Keane, were instructed to ensure their commentary is accurate and balanced. Case detail provided. Sky Sports distribute a detailed fact to staff to ensure that understanding of the complex and long-running case, acknowledge that any verdict or penalties may be subject to appeal. This move is designed to avoid controversy regarding the highly sensitive legal matter. So now people are warned to say, be careful. But what we know as the facts, we have Arsenal on top, and then they are followed by Liverpool. By Man City. Now, number 3 is Man United and Liverpool, and they're playing a very crucial game tomorrow. So this is wafa wafa for both teams, because you can imagine if Liverpool lose, Aston Villa are just right behind them, so they can snitch, they can come through and ended up going to the Champions League. Remember, losing a Champions League spot, it's a huge money. And again, there's also the relegation battle. This is really, really sad, especially if you think like a team like Tottenham Hotspur. This is one of the teams that were the backbone of the English Premier League. Levy has been doing very well as the manager for the team. So I don't know what's happening this time. I know when it comes to the market, he has been doing very well. As you can see now, they are struggling there. It's Spurs, Burnley, they are gone. They're as good as gone. So it's set for our player. Our player who's playing the national squad, and then so he'll be affected. So, but I hope he has made his case well, and then for him to be considered by other team in the Premier League. But we'll watch the space very closely. So those are the sad news. So those are the news in terms of football, overseas, and also on our shores. I'm sure Pete is crossing fingers that his team, win the league. So we'll watch the space very closely, and we wish them that they can go all the way and take the league. But I'm sure even Arsenal, remember Arsenal has not been winning this league for a very, very long time. So I'm sure they'll want to taste that glory. I'm sure they really want to make sure that they win this league too. So you can't expect them to be passengers. I don't expect them to be passengers. I expect them to come and fight to ensure that really, really they are there. So we'll watch the space very, very close and see what's going to happen. Let me share the books again so that you understand. Remember, I keep on saying, please watch, read as much as you can. Now let me show you the first one. I'll show this one by Robert Marawa, Green Shelede. I've read the book. It's a nice read. If you're into football politics, this book is for you. Just lay your hands on this one. It's a very nice book. And then I think Robert was very brave in writing this one. And then this one is Benny McCarthy. I think it's written by McClisson. It's called Benny. And then you can also make sure and understand, because the story of Benny is very exciting. I mean, Benny was staying in in the Cape Flats, staying in the Cape Flats, and then you know how Cape Flats is. Cape Flats is it's ravaged by drugs, alcohol abuse, and then so we need to be very careful, and what he did here has really inspired some of us to say, because this is what I've been always wishing, that what can you do, especially if you are from the community that is ravished by those anti-social behavior, and then how do you come out and try to assist? So big up to Benny. This is excellent. And then here's another one. This one is written by Nomsa Masbugo. It's called Entrepreneur Awaken with a Drive. So Nomsa Masbugo hails from Emalahleni. So it's a very nice book. You can lay a hand on it. So that's one of those books that you can read. And then here's another one that I need to share with you. This one is by an economist by the name of Darlene Small. Darlene Small worked for the Reserve Bank for 33 years as an advisor to governors of the Reserve Bank. The last person to be advised by her was the late Mr. Tito Mboweni. So the book is called How to Win the Wealth Game, the Art of Money. So you can just, contact us. We'll tell you. You'll see there's a number at the end, the WhatsApp number. Then we'll tell you how to get it. And then this one is my first book. It's called Secrets for Becoming Rich. This is the second edition of it. And then there's first edition and second edition. So those are some of the news that we have. And before I leave, remember at the end, I'll be showing that advert of Chomani, who has written his book on his life story. All right. And then you know that Chomani is a very big name. And then he has done well. So it's also an inspiring story. So watch that one very closely. The release has been delayed a little bit, but sooner or later it will be released. So keep on watching. And while I'm still talking about the release, my son, Frank Casino, has released a brilliant song. Go out there and download it. It's called Reach to G Part 2. Watch that song. Brilliant. That's one of my favorite songs. And then go out there and watch it. You'll saw it in the morning. I've posted on Facebook. And then you can download it. Reach to G Part 2. Brilliant, brilliant. That's nice music. Now, for those people who continue to subscribe and like, we appreciate. And then I still want to know who's gonna win the league. Is it Mamelodi Sundowns going to win the league? I've shown you the problem that Mamelodi Sundowns are facing in terms of the injury list. All right? But we know that Mamelodi Sundowns has a big squad. And then is this the chance for Rainers to come in and say, you know what, I'm the answer. Let's watch that space. And it was also nice to listen to Hugo Bros on Robert Marawa's show. He has made his mind. He's not going to call Tembingo Siloch. He has made his mind. He's going with the squad that he has currently. I know people are angry, and then they ask him about Brendan Peterson. Said he has already made his mind. He said, if I bring Brendan Peterson, who do I take out? So he must just give me an advice. So this coach has done well. All right. Of course, we still have to judge him with the results after the World Cup. But for me, I say this man has done well. He found us, the morale was down. We're not watching Bafana anymore. But now we are watching Bafana now. So what is the next move now for Safa? If you ask me, my first ticket would say appoint Pito, coupled him with Ngane. But Pito has his own team. But I don't think it will be a problem for Pito to work with Ngane because they both played at Jomo Cosmos. And then, so for me, I would say go for Pito, the national squad. Because if I look, who else is going to be able to afford Pito? Because Kaizer Chiefs. Mamelodi Sundowns, yes, they can afford Pito. We know Kaizer Chiefs, Kaizer Chiefs, I don't think they'll go there. All right? So I remember Benny was asked about the national squad. He said, no, Peter is the right person to. He has done a lot, so he need to keep his resume with the AFCON or with going to the World Cup and probably come back and compete for the AFCON. So yeah, I don't know. What's your take? Who do you think should take over? I know that Hugo Bros has recommended that Nane should take over from him. We'll watch the space. Thank you so much. And then I want to get your answers. Who is going to win the league between Mamelodi Sundowns and Orlando Pirates? And then continue to subscribe, continue to like, and then please let me hear your comments. And then I don't want to put my head on the block here. It's a very tough call. But sometimes they say experience counts most. Tomorrow you'll say, hey, this man is a Sundowns fan. I'm not a Sundowns fan. Not at all. I've said it many times. I'm a Cosmos fan. They're somewhere there. I don't even know where they are. But I watch football and enjoy football. Okay. But before I leave, I think I need to share the Messi special. Oh, man, how can I do that? How can I forget the Messi special? Because remember, every time when you do the show, we always do the Messi special. So it would be injustice for me not to do that one. Okay? And then they are playing this early hours of this morning. Early hours of tomorrow morning they'll be playing. And then they are number 2 on the lock. And then so it would be very much unfair for me and not to talk about this man. And I want to talk to him while he's still around. That's very important. So that, tomorrow when he retires, we know that we also participated in celebrating. What I'm doing is a celebration of this great son of a soil. I'm celebrating him. And I know that TLB is doing well in America, but apparently they've been knocked out of the Open Cup. So, but they are number 3 on the lock. So I'll show you the lock. So they are doing well. And then TLB is exceptionally well. I watched the last game that he played. And then, the boy is so great. He's a brilliant player. Now let's watch. Let's go to the league title. As I said, Inter Miami, they're number 2, as you can see there, and then Chicago Fire, which is TLB's team, they're number 3. So yeah, so TLB, your presence is felt in America, which is good, And then now for this season, Messi has contributed 26 in terms of chances, all right? And then no assist this far, all right? But, how many people create so many chances? Because they haven't played too many games, but he has already done what he has done. And guess what? They are saying he has even transformed the property market, the real estate in Miami. One guy said he bought the property for 20 million. He's not staying far from where Messi is. Now everybody wants to come there now to buy property. He said that property that he bought for 20 million US dollars is now worth 45 million US dollars. So this man has touched life in all respect, all right? And then I was also checking in terms of the finals. Messi was not even aware himself that he has played 43 finals already, okay? And then he's a player who has won more finals than any other player in football. So this guy is leading in every aspect, okay? It's man of the match, he's leading, okay? And you ask yourself, the people who are coming up with that argument of Ronaldo, where does it come from? Now, as you can see, man of the matches, he's still the best in La Liga, and he has been away from La Liga since from when? since from 2019, if I'm not mistaken, 227 men of the matches. Is followed by Cristiano Ronaldo with 93, and then Anthony Griezmann with 70. So this man is just way, way, way above whatever. He's a genius, man. And then under Pep Guardiola, Messi scored 211 goals in 4 seasons. Erling Haaland has scored 159 in 4 seasons. Erling Haaland has just said, you know what, you can't compare us with Messi. Messi is from another part of the world. He's in his own class. I'm happy to hear that from Erling Haaland. It was good also to hear that Mbappe too has come to realize that Messi is something else. Here's a story that I was telling you that the guy said, I bought the property for 20 million US dollars. Now it's worth 45 million US dollars. So that's Lionel Messi. Changes everything. And then I think there's one shot that I want to show whereby he was motivating the players of the new team that he has bought. So they played a video for them to inspire them. He's currently these days is investing in the youth, which is quite good. Let me see. Where do I have that? Yeah, he's the real GOAT. He's the real GOAT. So now it seems as if I don't have. Let me see. Where do I have? I have that quickly. No. Yeah, there was a footage where he was shown on the screen to motivate the players of the new team that he has bought in Spain, because every player they're looking up to him. So what else? I know when I was growing up, Ndex is in our group in Bethlehem, and he was saying, remember there was Asian Tweleng, website Ichaba, who came to Bethlehem to come and motivate us. Sometimes it's important to see people who are heroes, then they come and motivate. So I think that's what they're doing. Lionel Messi is the man of the moment. We are just crossing fingers that this World Cup continues without any hiccups. This could be his last World Cup. There are stories that he may not play, he will play, but I'm certain he will play. He'll definitely going to play because even the sponsors won't allow him not to play. They'll drag him to the field to ensure that he's there, because I think he was the centerpiece of setting the World Cup. So thank you so much. Much appreciated. Continue to like and subscribe and tell me who's going to win the league between Mamelodi Sundowns and Orlando Pirates. Again, who's going to win the league between Arsenal and Liverpool. So if you can tell me who's going to win the league between those two teams in Europe and the two teams here in South Africa. We know that La Liga looks like Barcelona has run away with the league. Yes, they've lost a major asset in. They also have problems in terms of injuries in Lamine Yamal, and I hear that Rafinha is also struggling with injury. So they are also having that, but they've accumulated enough points for them to go all the way. Thank you so much. Much appreciated for sharing your time with us. I thank you.
Kgotsong, ke le tsebetsa ka buka ya ka e buang ka tsela yeo ke tsamaileng bophelong ba ka. Le tla utlwa ka mathata ao ke bileng le ona le katleho yeo ke e fihletseng. Hape le hore radio e nkahile jwang hore ke fetole bophelo ba ka. Takatso ya ka ke hore o fumane buka ena ya ka e tla fetola bophelo ba hao. Ya buang ke Dr. Chomani. Take it easy.